Hi, Joanna. My name is Haley, and I'll be your nurse today. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What brings you in today?
I am here because I was told that I have to have a psychology analysis.
Okay, yeah. So, before we begin with our assessment and everything, I'd like to ask you a couple questions that we kind of do for a routine screen for our new patients, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay, so before I ask you some of these questions, I just want to remind you that everything we talk about here is completely confidential, so if you have any questions for me or, we discuss anything, it's not going to leave this office, it's between you and I, so I just really want you to feel comfortable in this conversation. So is it okay if we begin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my first question is, in general, how would you describe your relationship with your significant other? Is there a lot of tension, some tension, or no tension?
There's some tension.
Okay. How do you and your partner work out agreements with great difficulty, some difficulty, or no difficulty?
Great difficulty.
Okay. Do your arguments ever result in you feeling down or bad about yourself? Often, sometimes, or never?
Often.
Do your arguments ever result in hitting, kicking, or punching? Often, sometimes, or never?
No, never that.
Okay. Do you feel frightened by what your partner says or does?
Not usually.
Not usually. Has your partner ever abused you physically?
No.
Okay. Has your partner ever abused you emotionally?
I don't think so. I guess not.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank you for answering all those questions for me. I know that sometimes it can be hard to kind of talk about some of that stuff. You said that your relationship had some tension. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like what kind of tensions you have, what kind of things maybe bring up tension in your relationship?
Well, we fight a lot, and there's a lot going on in our lives right now, and he always just tells me that everything's my fault, and everything's always my fault, and every problem that we ever have is my fault, and makes me feel really dumb because everything's my fault, when it's not always my fault, but that's how it makes it seem.
Well, first of all, I'm really sorry you have to go through that. No one should have to feel like that, that everything's their fault, because in a relationship, it takes two. So, you said that you don't think that your partner has abused you emotionally, right? Is that correct?
I don't think so.
What kinds of things do you guys talk about that make you feel down or upset after your conversations?
Well, he just kind of tells me that I'm kind of worthless, and that the things that I've done in the past have led to all the problems that we have today, and pretty much just that.
Okay. Do you have anybody, like a support system or anyone at home or any friends that you can talk to about this?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really close to my sister. We talk about a lot of stuff.
So you feel comfortable kind of sharing with them and talking about this stuff with them?
Yeah, I'd say I could.
Okay. Well, now I would like to give you some resources. These may not necessarily be for you. They're just helpful in general to have with you in case you or a friend ever experiences any of this. The first thing I have for you is a discrete card that just kind of gives you some options and some phone numbers in case you ever find yourself in a troubling situation. It's a really little card, and if you want, you can take it just to keep with you for you or maybe a friend who might be experiencing some of these things. Is that something you'd be interested in?
I guess so.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you that card then. And then the other thing I'd like to talk to you about, I know that you had said that your relationship is not physically abusive in nature or anything of that sort, but I still like to go over a couple things with you just in case any argument that you had ever escalated or even emotionally you felt unsafe or upset in your relationship. Some things that you can do to kind of help keep you in the best situation possible, because you or a friend or things can escalate quickly, and it's best to be prepared ahead of time. So a couple things for you to think of. Maybe memorizing some phone numbers, keeping change on you at all times.